Hi, so I wanted to try making edited content, and I don't know, I just wanted to try and make a building video, see how that goes. This is my first time trying something like this, so let's see how it turns out. All I have to say for now is enjoy the video. So I was debating between a few levels here, but I think I might go with this one here. So I've showed this a few times on my channel. But here felt like building more on this Predrop here. So let's just see how it looks so far. So as you can see, there's not much done. The last thing I added was this background here, which it's simple, it's just some moving blocks and some glow here. So I was thinking of adding more to this. So first, I think I might add details on these hills. First off, how I could do that is just putting some of these objects, like these, for example, and I think I'll go with a slightly higher brightness and less saturation. So I can start with this and see if that works. Okay, so let's see how that looks. I feel like that could work. Definitely need to add a bit more though. But I think this might turn out pretty good. Okay, so now I've got all of these in place, so let's see what it looks now. Yeah, that can work. So now let's just add more of these and just give them a little more variation. What if we use these objects? Yeah, that can work. Alright, I think these are pretty subtle. I think they work pretty well. So now I think all that's left is just adding more stuff behind all these dunes, I guess. So you can see if you go over here that I put some sort of tower in this part, so I think I'm gonna be putting another tower in this background to just kind of foreshadow what's to come, even though there's not really any theming to this level, it's just random things I think would look cool. But I think that still would be pretty nice to add. So I'm gonna be using some of these. Just make simple little structure, I think a little bit thinner. Or actually I could make edges slanted. If I do that, that's pretty good. I'm also gonna give it another group and just make it move slower. Since it moves left, I'm gonna move it right by about 300 maybe? Actually a bit more, 400. Let's see how that basic structure looks. Yeah, so I think it moves away a bit fast, so I feel like it could start off screen and then get on screen later. Let's try that. Yeah, so you see it moves in around here, so I think that's pretty good, but it's a bit too high. I want you to just be able to see the top. I think that should be good. Let's just make sure. Yeah, now that's good. You can see the top. Now I can put some more onto this. I think that should work. I think that's a pretty good design. Now, see if I can make it stand out a little more, because I feel like it's not visible enough. Should be good, you know. So, I'm looking for an object that could be used to make this tower that we just made look kind of cracked. I think this could maybe work, but you have to see. Let's try this. Give it lower opacity. Could work. Let me see if I get even lower opacity. Yeah, I feel like that could work. Alright, this is how this pattern works, so now I can just copy values. Okay, let's see how this looks. Yeah, I think that works pretty well. There's still some work to be done on the background, but for now I'll leave it at that. So I'm gonna focus more on the blocks now. So yeah, for this part, I'm gonna get rid of these slopes and replace them with the much nicer outline slope. Alright, so for this block I put a little brick underlay and I put some blocks inside because that's part of the gameplay, but I think I could probably continue that in this one, so I could try a different type of brick. So maybe use one of these. Not sure how the slopes for this one works. Will that work? Probably. But also maybe not. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, that's it. Let's just do the same thing I did here. And paste this color. I think I can make this one a bit darker. So let's see how this looks. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty good. Then I can add some more variation. So here I put some these outline blocks. Let's just copy this for reference. So I think what I could do is have one of these and a spike on top. Okay, and then I have these X's, so probably copy the values of that. And what could I add? Maybe these connector pieces. Let's see how these look. Maybe make this a little brighter. Okay, I think that looks pretty nice. Of course now it's transparent, so I have to add something. For these I added this, but I'm gonna try something else. Yeah, that's pretty good. So, made this little design. I think now what I can do is just center this. Like this. Okay, so I copied these around. And I think this looks pretty good. All that's left to do is test it. Yeah, that's pretty good. Didn't stand out too much, which is good. So now I think I'm gonna try to decorate these blocks over here. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do pillars for these because you go under here for the gameplay. I'm not sure what to use for these. I could just reuse this design I made, but that would be pretty lame, so I don't think I'm gonna do that. I don't want to reuse these bricks, so I think I could go with the design using this. So if I just paste state, paste color, And here maybe brightness up. Yeah, that has some potential. I'm gonna add a little more to it though. I could try something like this. Yeah, I think that works. Now I can just add some good old glow. For this, I'm just gonna copy what I made here. Yeah. Okay, now I'm gonna add something in the center. I think this works pretty well. So, I think I'm gonna make all these blocks be attached to this top block here. I'm not sure what to do though. I could redo this thing I've done a few times before and just make a simple chain. This. I think those look pretty good, but the spikes kind of cover them, so I might make these just regular spikes. Yeah, and that way you can kind of see them, but it's not too in your face. I might even make this a bit darker. Yeah, that's pretty good for these. So now onto the design for these. I'm probably gonna do something similar to what I did here, but this is only a half block, so I might have to get creative. I could use these, actually. Yeah, that can work. I think it needs some better colors, though. So let's try actually making this brighter. I'm not sure this is working, so could also just make these default. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay, so after some tweaking with the colors, I've settled on this. And now I just have to pick a better spike. Which I think I'll just do the same as I did here. And now we have a finished block. Alright, so I think that's pretty good. But now I want to add something under here that would prevent you from just skipping and going under here. So I'm gonna see how the player moves here. And I might try to put something in the middle, see if that works. I'm not sure. No, I don't think that would work. So I could have like some environmental thing that prevents you from going down, like maybe a rock or something. Let's see if like that would work as a concept. If I just put this here. Yeah, something like this. That looks like a pretty good color, so I think let's try to design this and see how it works. An object that's pretty good for sort of rocky texture is this hexagon thing. I don't know what to call it, but it's got a pretty unique shape, which makes it look pretty good. think I am gonna change a bit of the colors though. Yeah, I can make it darker. I feel like this could use some shading under it. Okay, so now that I've got this, I'm gonna add some more texturing on it. Um, some of these could work. Yeah, some of these will work probably pretty well. I just make them lower opacity, I think. Let's see how it looks. Alright, so now I just have to do this. Now we just have to put more of these around the place so that it doesn't look as weird. I can get away with copy pasting this here. Can make smaller variants also. Alright, I think this is gonna look pretty good. Okay, now that I have this, I think I can make in some detail on the ceiling, but rocks obviously wouldn't work because it's the ceiling, so I'm gonna do some clouds maybe. So if I make some cloud like this, and I put a saw under it, now I can add this over the place like this. So I think the saw works fine. I don't know, I might change it. I think that works pretty well. I might like add a bit of cloud here. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I think that works pretty well. Okay, now I'm gonna add portal decoration. Let's try that. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So now that I have all of this, I'm gonna go back to working on the background. I don't really have a plan, but I'm gonna try a few things out. So what I was thinking for this background is a lot of clouds, like these, because if you look in the part after this, the background has clouds, and it gets a lot brighter than this. There's just a lot of flashes, and kind of the clouds are going away. And in this part, there's a huge explosion, big pulses, and you can see the sun, and there's still clouds, but there's none in the background. They're all foreground. So I think that the progression I'm gonna have is just start off really dark and like in this first part, and then here it's just it's still pretty dark, but there's more light basically, and kind of some clouds integrated in the background, and in the foreground maybe I can try that, and then after this there's less and less clouds. So how I could represent this, I'm gonna try and just make larger clouds and make them more visible, make them color of the background, less saturation, brighter. I want this to be like, actually, if I make it as bright, just less saturated, I think that stands out pretty well. Yeah, I really like these cloud objects. You can just do a lot with them. So we give these 133 and just move them back 300 could work. Yeah, so you can see they're moving, but not that fast. Yep. I'm gonna have this, and I'm also gonna add some shadows behind this tower. Right, so that gives a pretty good sense of scale. I'm just gonna have to work the transition a bit better. But other than that, I think this is pretty good so far. Okay, so I'm gonna stop in a bit, but before I do, I'm gonna add some pulses because I feel like they're pretty lacking. I think here I could probably make the background pulse a bit brighter. Maybe not that bright, but 1 second. Okay, so actually I feel like it would fit the song better if I made this fade out like 5 seconds. Let's try that. Yeah, that works. I'm gonna add some darker pulses. So let's try this with that. Let's make it a lot darker. Yeah, like that. So I think I'm just gonna do these for the entire part real quick. Like that. I can just copy this one. Okay, so for this part, I was thinking something like and now let's try some lowering the saturation a lot like this. Okay, so here I think some more grayscale would work. Even like really dark. Let's see if that works. Okay, and I think for this I can just change the color, so okay, and I think for the end I'm gonna make the outlines a bit darker. So object, just copy color background, a bit darker. Alright, so this is gonna be the part for now. Yeah. So that's it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. I don't know how this video is going to turn out because this is the first time I'm trying something like this. Maybe this will be the worst video you'll have ever watched, or maybe it's going to be fine, but who knows. Either way, if you have any feedback, be sure to tell me because it helps me improve. Okay, well, anyways, thanks for watching and see you next time.